Hello, Internet. Today is April 4th, and we are recapping April 1st, which was Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday. So my name is James.
I'm Greg.
And I'm Isaiah.
And we're from the Gate of Life worship team, and this is your Gate of Life recap. If you've ever missed a service or you just want to recap everything that happened, you can check us out on YouTube at Gate of Life Bethel Lutheran. You can also find us on Facebook at Bethel Lutheran, Rochester, Minnesota.
That's right.
That's right.
So the first reading was from Acts, talking about that we have been witnesses to Jesus.
Yes.
You know, his death and crucifixion on the cross, hanging from a tree. But they also talk about in Acts that God raised him on the third day, that he is now amongst the living and the dead. Going into 1 Corinthians, Paul writes that Christ died for our sins. You know, again, these two are very intertwined with basically the same type of wording.
Yep.
You know, crucified on Good Friday, put in the tomb, and then again on the third day he was raised again.
So the gospel comes from the book of Mark. Mary Magdalene and two other women came to Jesus' tomb with all these things to kind of for the Sabbath and for cleansing. And it was a surprise because the stone had been rolled away and Jesus' body was gone. And they were met by this unknown man that told them that Jesus wasn't there. Right? Why? Why wasn't Jesus there?
Because he was raised from the dead.
He has risen. That's right. He has risen.
Yep.
And that is the great news of today. Period. Bottom line, Jesus is alive. He's with us and he has risen.
Today's sermon was entitled On the Third Day. And Pastor Wall started out talking about hearing screams from Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania. His and his children's and some of his grandchildren's love of roller coasters. They went to a park in Wisconsin. About how he and one of his grandsons would continually ride this one roller coaster.
Yep.
And they ended up getting to this show that they were going to watch in the amphitheater just as the music started. So they rode that roller coaster a lot. How the disciples are waiting, waiting to see what's going to happen after this crucifixion and death of Jesus. Where are things going to go? Mary Magdalene and these other two women went to the tomb and Jesus wasn't there. They go to Galilee and he will meet them there.
I like how Pastor Well would talk about how this happened in a matter of days. Like there's the Good Friday, the death of Jesus Christ, and just all the emotions that are in there. And then a Sabbath, which is just the Sabbath day. Right. So there's kind of quiet and self-reflection. And then on the third day is what's important that he talks about, right? Everything's on the third day. And he asks about when his third day, when will he no longer be able to,
right?
Be able to ride those coasters.
Even Easter Sunday we can reflect a little bit, as to the joy that we have knowing that he is risen for us.
We hope you had a great Easter celebration, and I guess we'll see you next week. All right. We invite you to be disciples of Christ, and always remember, be salty, my friends. Bye.